Imagine you're on the adventure of a lifetime, a beautiful, remote hiking trail in a tropical paradise. The sun is shining, you take a photo, smiling, without a care in the world. But then you take a wrong turn. The jungle closes in, darkness falls, and you vanish. The only record of your final, terrifying days is a series of cryptic photos taken in the dead of night. This is the deeply unsettling and unsolved story of the disappearance of Chris Kremers and Lisanne Froon. In April of 2014, two Dutch students, Chris and Lisanne, traveled to Bucket, Panama, for a trip they had planned for years. On April 1st, they set out for a short hike on the popular El Pianista Trail. They posted a picture on Facebook, looking happy and healthy. They were never seen alive again. A massive search operation was launched, combing the dense jungle, but found nothing for 10 weeks. It was as if the girls had vanished into thin air. Then, a local woman found a blue backpack, miles downstream from the trail, lodged between some rocks. Inside were their belongings, sunglasses, a little cash, two cell phones, and a digital camera. And the digital evidence on those devices painted a horrifying picture of their final days. The call logs on their phones told a story of desperation. Just hours after their last happy photo, the first emergency call was made, then another. Over the next 10 days, at least 77 attempts were made to call for help. Chris's iPhone was turned on and off periodically, likely to save battery and search for a signal. The final attempt to even unlock the phone was on April 11th, a full 10 days after they disappeared. They were alive and lost for at least a week. But the most chilling evidence was on the camera. The memory card contained the photos from the start of their hike on April 1st. Then, there's a gap of a full week. The next photos were all taken on April 8th. In the dead of night, between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m., there are 90 photos in total. Most of them are just flashes in the pitch-black darkness, but some show haunting glimpses of their surroundings, strange arrangements of candy wrappers, and twigs on a rock, a plastic bag tied to a tree branch, and the most infamous photo of all is shot showing the back of Chris's head with what appears to be blood in her hair. The purpose of these night photos is at the very center of the mystery surrounding the disappearance of Chris Kremers and Lisanne Froon. So what happened? The official theory is that the girls got lost and one of them was likely injured, perhaps by a fall. The emergency calls were real attempts to get help. The night photos, authorities believe, were desperate attempts to use the camera as flash as a light source, or to signal rescuers in the darkness. But many online sleuths and independent investigators don't buy it. The foul play theory suggests they were not alone, were the scattered remains found months later, a sign of something more sinister than an accident. Could the strange, almost ritualistic arrangement of items in some photos be a message? And most disturbingly, were the emergency calls and the night photos a form of psychological torture, with a third party in control of the phones, creating a false trail? The digital evidence gives us a timeline of their final days, but it raises more questions than it answers. The photos are a silent, macabre testament to their fear and desperation in the jungle. Despite the official conclusion, the full story of the disappearance of Chris Kremers and Lisanne Froon remains one of the most debated and heartbreaking mysteries of our time. What do you think the night photos mean? Were they a desperate attempt to signal for help? Or were they documenting something far more sinister? Let me know your theory in the comments. And if you're compelled by the dark mysteries that technology leaves behind, hit that like button and subscribe to Awakening Curiosity.